All right, and welcome everybody. Welcome
Hey, everybody.
to another episode of your favorite podcast on the internet about not coffee and crullers, but we call ourselves Coffee and Crullers.
It's about anything that makes you happy.
Pretty much. That's the idea.
That's right.
So, welcome everybody. I'm your host Adam Black.
I'm co-host Noah Allen. How's it going, Adam? How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually we're going into this podcast 100% cold turkey.
Oh yeah,
which is like how we normally do it.
Yeah.
But as we started this podcast, as we started going in, I was thinking about, and you don't listen to this, so this
okay
kind of throw you for a loop a little bit, but it was really cool. I was watching the Tested podcast.
Yeah, okay, I know Tested.
And they just did their 500th episode.
Wow.
And I was like, man, that's like, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, what episode are we on now? And I believe, I'm probably wrong, but I think this is episode 27.
Something like that.
So we've done 27 episodes, and they've done 500.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm just
gracious.
sitting there going, man. But I started. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing yet, but I started watching it, and they had their original people there and their new people. So they've only switched a few people throughout the years.
Gotcha.
And it's really cool to think of, like, I don't know, having 500 conversations.
So you want to replace me already?
No. I'm just saying that, like, it's amazing having that many conversations and just being like having something to talk about every single time. Because
we do.
Right, but when we go in cold turkey like this, it's like, man, like how do you come up with these premeditated conversations all these times?
They've got writers.
Well, no, they're their own writers.
I was just shooting in the dark on that one.
Well, like I always think, like they obviously, so that their podcast is geared around like tech and pop culture, and ours is just geared around like positivity and pop culture.
Yeah.
so like it's just
food
and just everything. Which we just ate dinner.
Which brings me to the point. So around us we have this thing called Jets Pizza.
Yes.
Which is
I don't know if it's nationwide or not.
It's not. I think it's local. It's a local thing. And everyone's got their local pizza joint that I think they go to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it made me think about this. I never was because they make their own ranch dressing.
Right.
And it is key that when you get Jets, if you don't have the ranch dressing to dip your pizza in, something's wrong with you, because that's how you're supposed to eat it. You know what I'm saying? You
need the ranch.
Right. But years ago, when I was a kid, I never thought it was gross. Ranch on pizza was disgusting.
Okay.
So it made me think, what's some things that you're like into now?
Hold on. Did you put anything on your pizza as a kid other than ranch?
No.
Okay, you just thought you just eat pizza as pizza.
Just pizza. Yeah, pizza's the way it's supposed to go. Yeah.
Hold on. So
I know.
Finish your statement.
Right.
Then.
So my thought is, like, has there been things in the past that you're like, that's disgusting, and then you try it and you're like, oh my God, it's so good?
I mean, of course there is. But now in my head, though, I'm like freaking out going, is putting ranch on pizza a weird thing?
I think for some people it can be.
See, because
we're just cultured now, so we understand how good it is.
Right, but we're cultured here.
Yes, I know, right.
I'm born and raised in Cincinnati. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
And there's things that are so specific here that I don't understand that they're not specific otherwhere.
I know.
So I'm sitting there going, is ranch on pizza normal?
Well, I had a friend who did ranch and pickles on pizzas.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
That's not normal at all. That person is wrong.
Yeah. No, I know. Yes. That's
okay.
gross.
So ranch on pizza sounds pretty normal to me. I mean, I think the weirdest thing, I think it's not weird because everybody did it, but like cheese and apples. Like,
no, that's weird. That's kind of weird for me.
I guess it's like an American tradition type situation. I didn't know too much about it, but my mom like introduced me that. But like they're crazy with it. I don't do it this way, but they would eat like literally an apple, cut up apple slices, and eat like a piece of cheddar cheese with it.
Extra sharp.
Right, but okay. I'm not into that. I'm not into that though. But like,
I thought you meant like it's a sandwich. And I was like, I don't know
how.
No. I don't want to do that.
Oh,
like,
no.
That doesn't sound good at all.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds so terrible.
No, so like there's a place down here, and it used to be a Roy Rogers, the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's called something different now. They're no longer Roy Rogers. But they did this apple cheese crisp, and my mom, it's like her favorite restaurant growing up. So that's something that she was like, "Oh, you gotta try it. It's apples and cheese." And I was like, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
And then one day I tried it, and I was like, "This is heavenly."
Yeah. No. Now that you say that, it's got to be a sharp, like a super sweet fruit. I would even say fruit.
Yeah.
Because like cranberries would be good, or grapes, or like raisins.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a really sharp cheese.
Yeah.
Then I can be like, okay, I'm on board. That does sound delicious.
I don't think it's weird though. Other weird combinations. I don't have that. I'm not an adventurous eater by any means at all.
Right.
You would think differently by looking at me, but I'm not. I actually don't eat a lot, and I'm not adventurous. So
I gotcha.
It's interesting. But one of my favorite things that I've always done since I was a little kid would be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
But then crunching up barbecue chips and putting it on top of the...
No, that's weird.
Is it weird?
That's weird. Yeah, that's a weird one for me.
Man, it's unreal.
I think I have you beat, though.
Okay.
My dad used to make peanut butter and bacon sandwiches.
That's normal.
That's what?
That's normal. Elvis Presley made it kind of weird. He did like the peanut butter, banana, honey, and bacon. I only know this because I was actually trying to... Let's do this. I don't even think you know about this.
Okay.
One of my first business ideas that actually started gaining traction was me and my friend Joey. We came up with the plans and everything and the menu, and we tested everything. We were going to open up a peanut butter and jelly cafe.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so
that's a vague memory.
Yeah, so we were going to open up a restaurant. Unfortunately, at the time, we were just a little too young and weren't able to get financing, and we were just scared of the idea of taking out like a $300,000 loan to open up a restaurant. Yeah. So, didn't happen. But, we have I'm not going to give the name and everything out because it's still in my thing.
Yeah, it's in your catalog.
It's in my catalog of dreams I want to do. So we were going to open up this place, and we had a full peanut butter and jelly menu. We had our own secret menu item that was a challenge that I just want to say, but I don't want to give it away now.
Yes.
So I hold on to some of those things, but I studied peanut butter and jelly ideas around the world.
Yeah.
And that's how I know about the Elvis one. His go-to sandwich would be peanut butter, banana, honey, and bacon. And he would actually fly to his favorite restaurant that made that sandwich for him on his private jet.
That's weird. I mean, that's cool. It's just I don't know how I feel about. Would you try one? Would you eat it?
Oh, I've tried one because
is it good?
We developed the recipe for one, and it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, actually. But see, you're thinking of just a sandwich on white bread. You gotta toast.
You gotta have some sort of bread with it.
Stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Oh man, we made this one. I'll give this one away a little bit because it was so good. But we ended up making our own jellies, and we ended up making our own peanut butters for this. And we made, I actually don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was a French toast PB&J.
Oh, I'm sold on it.
We made the French toast, and we drizzled our homemade peanut butter over top of it with a dollop of our own strawberry jam. And we put that on top of it. And,
oh my gosh.
And then we still added a little bit drizzle of maple syrup.
Yeah.
And it was this dessert peanut butter and jelly. I'll tell you what, man.
That sounds.
That was.
So what you're saying is one day you want to make it for your best friend.
I'll do it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. PB&J.
See, I always experimenting with food.
Yeah.
Mine has always been pizza.
Yeah, you do the pizza.
I do the pizza. If you want a pizza kind of made with something, I'll make it.
So the first time, story time.
Yeah.
And I'm not just trying to talk about food this whole podcast, but this is good story.
This is who we are.
This is who we are. So the first time I met Noah, was we've known each other for a while now.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
And we've probably talked about this before. And we hung out and all these things, and then we hung out maybe 3 times, and we're okay, we're friends.
Yeah.
And then literally, you go, hey guys, do you want my mac and cheese pizza?
Yeah.
And we literally just looked at you and we're like,
what is mac and cheese pizza?
What is a mac and cheese pizza? And you were like, it's this pizza that I make, and it's got a macaroni and cheese crust.
Yes.
And I said,
so delicious.
But literally the entire time you were making it, I was I have so many doubts.
Yeah.
And so many reservations about this. I cannot go through with eating this. This does not sound right.
Yep.
But like in my head, I was thinking like pizza, like
like
pick it up.
Yes.
But like really, what you just made was like, I guess the nicer way of saying it so people understand is like
pizza casserole,
pizza mac.
Yeah, pizza mac.
You know, which
thingy,
I've had that before.
Yeah.
But this is like a pizza. You cut it like a pizza. You add cheese on top, the sauce, everything, and it looks like a pizza. But when you're eating it with a fork, you're like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things in the entire world.
I know it actually. It really is
so good.
Yeah. Well, that and I tried the Skyline pizza.
You tried that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Tell the people about that because Skyline is not known
so Skyline
worldwide.
is definitely a Cincinnati thing. It's just it's chili. Sorry, people. It's chili without the beans and the stuff.
Yeah, it's
it's
not
like meat sauce kind of.
It's like a topping chili. It's not something that you just eat like a bowl of chili.
No, if you ate a bowl of Skyline chili, something's wrong with you. Like you're a sick person.
Hold on, another. Oh my God, this is. I gotta understand this.
Oh goodness.
So again, Skyline. In Cincinnati, we have two things. We have Skyline and we have Gold Star. And they're like, and we have a few others.
Yeah.
But they're like direct competitors. And it's Greek style chili. So I guess if that's
I guess if that's the thing.
I've never had Greek chili other than them saying that's what it is.
Right.
But it's like really thin, kind of runny, and you put it on top of noodles in this case.
Mainly spaghetti is what the normal thing is.
Yeah, so you make chili spaghetti and then they put cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's unreal. It's so good. And I never understood that that's not something that happens around the world.
And the cheese is it's cheddar cheese, mild cheddar, like shredded, finely shredded.
It's like a mountain of shredded,
yeah.
blah, 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 shredded cheese.
Yes.
But then the other thing is that it's called a three-way, which there's just obviously jokes about that Cincinnatians don't even acknowledge anymore.
Nope. But you can get it as a four-way, which you want to add like what is it?
Onions or beans.
Onions or beans. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can do a five-way where you add both.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, back to all right. So that's the Skyline.
Hold on. I got to keep going.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my point is, it's just chili. It's different than what you're normally used to. And what Noah said is, you do not eat it like a bowl of chili. Like you do not. Like you are a psychopath if you come here and you're just like, give me a bowl of chili from Skyline. That is not a thing.
No, it's not.
And so I'm watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and I love this guy. I don't know him personally, but his name's Adam the Woo.
Yeah.
And he came to Kings Island one time for like one of his videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. Like he's in this place that like I go to all the time. Like we get season passes every year.
Yeah.
I go to this place. I'm so super excited about it. And all the people that he's with are like, you got to try the Skyline chili. And like he starts talking about it. He's like, I didn't like what they were offering me. He's like, I didn't want to try it with the noodles and stuff. He's like, that sounded weird to me. And so he's literally just eating this bowl of liquid chili and I'm like, I can't watch this. Like that's so much worse than the noodles.
It really is. It really, like no noodles. That's silly.
And then they also put it on I think everybody knows what a cheese coney is.
Yeah.
They put it on top of a hot dog too. So it's like a hot dog, chili on it, and then they put mustard, onion, and cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
It's a cheese coney.
Yeah. It's classic.
It's Cincinnati tradition.
Yes, it really actually is.
Anyways, go on.
Yeah, so I decided one day I was gonna make I had my macaroni and cheese pizza, but I wanted to make a Skyline pizza. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I made traditional pizza dough.
Right.
Then I put the like Skyline meat stuff, like the sauce, like the chili on top. And then I put dollops of sour cream because that's another thing with Skyline dip.
Well, Skyline dip is cream cheese.
Or cream cheese is what I meant. Yeah, cream cheese. And then the cheese on top.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
But I think it just wasn't, there wasn't enough for the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of went into the pizza dough.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd imagine you'd have to make that in like real thin layers.
Yes.
And maybe even like multiple layers.
Yes. Yeah. So it would become more like a multiple layered casserole of Skyline. But it was good. It just was like,
It's funny. We literally just ate dinner before this, which is why we started talking about food in the first place.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, man, I could crush some Skyline right now. It sounds so good.
We're so sad. It's so sad.
Oh well, let's go over to let's get into our top stories.
Yeah.
I need to get strong again.
Same.
Okay, so top stories
Yeah.
is cold turkey on this, just shooting at it. Is you missed out on this? I did not.
Well, okay, let's just be honest. If anyone can't tell that I do sound slightly under the weather.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just leave that there.
Okay, so one of my all-time favorite bands is Stryper.
Yeah.
And if you guys know who Stryper is, they are an 80s metal band that is a Christian metal band too, that made it very successfully into the world, and they're great. Stryper's fantastic.
Yes.
And I knew, so before I became a Christian, I knew Stryper, and I was like Stryper's tight. Then I became a Christian, and I was like, hey, Stryper's really cool now. Like, I understand it.
Yeah.
And so like that's that side of things. But then they came to town, and we got free tickets to go see Stryper.
And I was on board, okay?
Up until the last minute.
Because I had got this stupid head cold thing. And I had a headache all day, Adam. I wanted to go, but I had a headache all day.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, my gosh. And I drove home so mad at myself.
Man, I'm just reliving it in my head right now, too. So there is something unbelievably special. And we talked about this when we saw Coheed with each other.
Yeah.
Something unbelievably special about going to a show where they have, full-fledged guitar rigs coming through the speakers, and you can feel the music.
Oh, yeah.
There's something unbeatable about that feeling.
Yes.
That I feel like the world is missing so much. This is my tangent. The world is missing so much.
Preach it, brother.
on these experiences and everything, because like we have our Apple AirPods and our cell phone music, and everything is such bad quality when it comes to audio.
It's true.
That when you go to a show like that, people are like, it's real loud, turn it down.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this show and I'm like, yes. Like I can feel every note that they're playing. And I'm watching it, and these guys, their first album came out 36 years ago.
That's gross.
I'm 31.
I'm 35, so literally...
Yeah, so literally even a year older than you. Their first album came out, and these guys were up on stage, and they were crushing it.
Really?
They're not old.
No.
Like, they started when they were young. So Michael Sweet, who is their lead singer, he's 55, and I think all the other band members are around the same age in their 50s.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And that's like not old. You're still fully...
Yeah. You gotta think 26 or 36 years ago, he was what, 21? No, 19.
Yeah, 19, I guess.
That's crazy.
I'm terrible at math, so yeah.
19.
I trust you.
That's crazy.
But like, man, they were up on stage though, and like in my head, because I've seen some bands, like when I saw Van Halen.
Yeah.
It was right after Eddie Van Halen came out of rehab. They were playing some songs, and they were even dropped down like a few steps. So like it was interesting because you're watching them play, and you're wanting to sing these like really high notes and stuff, and then they're like just not doing it. They're not there
because they just don't have.
They don't have the range anymore. Yeah. And so like in my head, I'm like, you know what? Like Stryper they're known for like some high vocals.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's probably not going to be the best show. Like I got to lower my expectations a little bit. And man, I was so wrong. They got out on stage and it was like I was listening to the album.
That's awesome.
And it was cool. Fully them, and they were just shredding on the guitar. Oh, it was so great.
For someone to be like for someone to be in music for so long, and to still have it, that's impressive.
Oh yeah, and like man, they didn't miss a beat either. So like this is their history tour.
Yeah.
Which if anybody knows about Stryper, they should just be geeking out about this whole concept. But it's their history tour, which is it's been 30 years since they released like their huge album To Hell with the Devil.
Yeah.
And like that song, like that album went on to like be nominated for Grammys and all these things. I don't know if they won, but I know there's some Grammy nominations
still
there.
Nominated, yeah.
But anyways, so like they went out there and they did that, and so it's been 30 years since that, and this is their history tour and that. And they were on stage and they're playing this Kiss song. They're playing Shout It Out Loud. Shout it, shout it out loud. They're playing that song, and I'm like, man, they're playing Kiss right now, and they didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. But
like I was super into it.
Yeah.
I was like, and they were nailing it, and I was like, this is awesome. And then he kind of wraps up the song, and he's just like, this is our history tour, which means that we're wanting to share the songs that influenced us as well.
That's kind of cool.
So they did Shout It Out Loud by Kiss, and then they talked for a second about how that was a huge influence for them before they started Stryper.
Wow,
and they were like,
cool.
we want to have that same feel, but honor God and what we're doing. And I was like, cool. And then I was like, I wonder if they're going to do any more covers. And then the next cover they did was Panama by Van Halen.
Really?
And I was like, I was losing my mind because Van Halen is like my favorite, ever. And then they come out there and they're singing Panama, and they nailed it again. I was like, this is unreal.
That's so cool.
And then they played Crazy Train.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, oh, man, Ozzy. They're doing this. I was like, these were their influences, and it's just
so crazy.
It was just great. It was so great.
That is cool though. I mean, like that's something that I don't think you see much, like especially in Christian music. You don't see trailblazers in Christian music as much as you should. I feel.
I fully agree.
I mean,
like leaving that show, honestly, and this isn't a religious podcast, but leaving that show as somebody who's been a worship leader for the past 10 years, and we obviously are playing at churches all the time and everything. I'm just sitting there going, man, does our music need to stop sucking? And I don't think like this. Like I love the songs that we do on a regular basis. I pick songs that I love and I relate to.
Yeah.
But when I'm listening to that and you hear the guitar and you feel it and all those things, I'm like, the church has got a long way to go before we can consider that acceptable.
That's like I told Nathan today, our pastor at church. I was like, just so you know, like there might be a metal worship session at some point in time in the future. And he's like, no. And I was like, you just can't stop it. Like you don't know. You don't know where it's gonna go.
You can't stop this train.
That's right.
That's how I feel. As soon as we got home, I was like, you know what? I could probably do some of those songs on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I listened back, and it's like ding, 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 and I was like, it'll work. It'll totally work.
That's totally cool.
See, but in my head, like it does work. Like I'm sitting there going, nobody would say anything.
No, they would just be like, what is happening?
Yeah.
They would be kind of scared.
So shifting gears just a little bit, because we're going to be wrapping up here in a minute, is I saw Stryper.
Yeah.
That's obviously like my top story for the week. If you have one, we'll get there. But it makes me think about 80s in general.
Yeah.
And one of the things, two things leading up to this. One thing is the crowd that was there for Stryper. I didn't know what to expect. And and so I was like, man, is it going to be just like weird metalheads or or what's it going to be? And no, it was like really conservative older guys that probably were crazy in the 80s listening to Stryper. And so
that's very interesting.
Yeah, so like we go there and like it was really nice. It was just really mellow. And the one thing I noticed is when the band started is there was nearly 0 cell phones up in the air.
That's awesome.
And so, like, there was a few.
Yeah, but it wasn't like how, like, at Coheed, everybody has
everybody has their phone up.
Yeah,
and they're just filming. And I filmed a few things. I'm a guilty party. But I do hate it, like, when that happens. Like, I think people should just enjoy the show. But I captured a few moments and I put on my Instagram. So if you guys are following us on Instagram, the.adam.black.
I'm sure they've seen some videos because that's where I saw one.
Yeah, so I put a few videos up there. But yeah, I was amazed how few cell phones there were, except when it got to like the big hit songs.
Right.
And then like some cell phones went up. But literally I would say 10 or less in a group of 1,000 people.
That's kind of cool though. Yeah. That's classy.
Yeah, at least in front of me. I couldn't see anything behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my one thing. And then the other thing, taking away from the 80s, was I don't necessarily consider this 80s, but it has an 80s feel to it.
Okay.
I saw John Wick. John Wick 3.
I'm going to get there Thursday. I promise. Because I need it.
But my question, though, is does that have an 80s feel to you?
Yes. Like, if we're talking about the overall way those like, because I haven't seen the third one, so I'll judge on the first two, like how it's like unstoppable good guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
I guess that's what I'm feeling too.
Yes.
Like it's just.
I think it's just unstoppable good guy. Nothing can bring him down. He's gonna get like he's gonna stay on top until the end.
It's like
thing.
Modern urban Rambo.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yep. Yeah.
So good though.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the third one.
It was great.
Yeah.
That's my review is 2 thumbs up.
See, Keanu Reeves is one of those people. Like I've enjoyed most of his movies, and I'm like I just can't wait until Bill and Ted 3.
Can we make a new segment right now?
Sure.
And we'll do this. I'm gonna make a little soundtrack and everything.
Okay.
I want us to be. I'm trying to remember what the original guys were. The original was Roger and Ebert, right? And then it became Roper and Ebert.
Yes.
Which was kind of funny that it's the same
Yes.
names. I want to go back and I want us to be the Roger and Ebert. Two thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
But it'll end up being 4 thumbs total. So like I give it 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down.
So then if I gave it 2 thumbs up, we're at actually just 2 thumbs up because they cancel each other out. Is that how we're doing it?
I guess. Well, I mean, or it'd be 1 down, 2 up,
2 up, so
3 up, 1 down.
That's funny.
Sounds like a motorcycle.
I've been doing something funny at work.
What?
I've been doing. 4 out of 5 dentists agree that it's a good game.
4 out of 5 dentists agree.
just to see no reactions yet.
People are just like, oh,
okay.
Okay,
That's
cool.
They just gotta go with it. They're like, all right.
No, I do think we need to do, because we watch a lot of movies.
Yes, we do.
This podcast is based off of, a movie.
True.
Wayne's World, which I just watched the other day again. Probably my.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's great.
You don't watch Wayne's World nearly as much as I
don't.
do.
I don't.
If you were to take a guess, how many times you've seen it? Can you give a guess?
I mean, I'm 35, so I would see at least twice a year. I've seen it, so probably 70 times. From in my whole life, I would say.
Okay.
Like at least twice a year.
Since you were 5, then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I was So I would say 70.
Okay. You were much more weirdly specific.
I know, it really was.
But I would honestly have to say, so I clocked in. I watch movies a lot.
Yeah. That's
scary amounts. I have seen Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Over 2,200 times.
I believe that.
Oh no, it's true. Like
mine for that would be Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Is my 2,200.
Well, Shaun of the Dead, I actually burnt out DVDs.
Yeah.
Like they stopped working. And I went through like 4 or 5 of them. I watched it every night for like.
Makes sense.
I watched it every night and sometimes twice or 3 times a day. Like it's I don't know.
Could you quote that movie from beginning to end?
Beginning to end.
Yeah.
You turn it on. I'm the commentary.
Same Tommy Boy. The same. I could do the same thing all the way through the whole thing.
Which we might have to do. We might have to do a
That
commentary.
would be
A commentary.
Yeah,
one time.
that'd be kind of fun.
But no, I would say Wayne's World. I have seen it well over 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Well over.
Well over.
So I figure we are due for some sort of movie review segment.
Yes,
because we always see the same movies too.
We do.
We haven't seen John Wick 3 together yet.
No. I think the next big thing I do want to see that's coming out after John Wick is the Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh my gosh!
I
can't wait!
Can't wait! My mind is blown. I can't wait.
Oh, that comes out this coming week.
Yeah, on the 31st.
Oh my gosh! Yes. I'm literally so excited.
Yes.
Those are my movies.
And then after that, Toy Story 4. I do want to see that only because that's a staple.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to.
I'm just not really excited for it though.
Well, yeah, I'm not I'm not beating little kids up to get a seat. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a little dangerous. I think, and then Spider-Man: Far From Home. I really can't wait for that.
I'm not
really
trying to stay. I'm not trying to get excited for it because I haven't seen any trailers yet or anything.
Yes.
I'm trying to keep my hype down.
No, that's good for you.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm proud of you that way.
Thank you.
Yeah. But outside of that, I don't know what's coming up further in the future.
Sure either.
Oh, the Star Wars, obviously. I mean,
I'm excited for Stranger Things season 3.
Yeah, so I just got those pops in at work, and I just looking at them, I'm like, can I get here sooner? I'm tired of waiting.
For all that. There's a lot of things. No, I think that should be a segment that we should do.
Yeah.
And hold on. So one last thing. I know we need to write. This is actually going longer than we normally have.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, a funny side story about it. The reason it's going longer though is because it can.
Yeah.
But I sold my camera. God bless you, Brittany. She just sneezed off in the background.
Yeah.
I sold my camera to fund a few other things, and I got to buy a new camera. So we're filming this on a GoPro.
Nice.
And no time limit with the GoPro.
Hey.
so that's always nice. But no, what I was gonna say is I had to buy an iPad Pro for work.
Yes.
And I do graphic design, and so I was drawing on it and everything, and I made a whole bunch of logos, and I was like, man, this thing is amazing.
Which I did like the one that you sent me was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Which they'll know about.
Beautiful. Yeah.
They'll know about that later.
Yeah.
So like I do graphic design, I'm drawing on. I'm like this is an incredible tool. Like this is something I missed deeply in my life.
Oh yeah.
And then I downloaded PUBG Mobile for it.
There's nothing like using a work machine to play.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I literally pull up PUBG Mobile, and I'm like, this game looks unreal.
Yes,
and I showed it to you.
I was kind of shocked how good it looks.
I mean, my mind is blown how much better it looks than like on my Xbox One.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, that's about it. Just trying to keep things positive,
Heck
upbeat,
yeah,
going.
Man, definitely.
And sometimes you get an iPad Pro for work, and you say, "I'm going to play PUBG on it."
No, I need to get one.
Oh yeah, you totally do. You need to get some sort of iPad and play that game.
Oh
on there.
my gosh, right?
Looks so good. But do you have, before we just end this, do you have any top stories? Anything going on?
I have not had any top stories.
Okay.
I've just kind of just had work and
just going through it.
Yeah, going through life right now, man. I should say that my daughter did graduate kindergarten.
Very sweet.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you.
Yeah. Did you have any tears?
Oh, I was the only dad crying in the whole place.
Oh, really? You're the only one that cared?
I was blubbing so hard.
You're the only one that cared?
Probably.
Yeah.
No, she just, they sang songs as a group. That's very sweet. And they actually, she's been practicing, and like one day I almost called her. She was like, "Oh, Daddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a secret song. You're not allowed to know that, so you need to forget it right now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know what to talk about." Like,
that's very sweet.
So she graduated kindergarten. I have a first grader.
That's awesome.
Holy crap! That's weird.
Awesome.
It is very weird.
I'm very proud of her for getting through it.
She grew up a heck of a lot in a year. That's shocking.
Very true.
It's so shocking how big she is, and how just she's a smart kid. Like I'm looking forward to her doing some awesome things. I hope it just continues, Oh,
absolutely. It'll only get crazier.
I hope
they only get smarter.
Well, let's not get too smart, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty big one.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. That's very huge. Okay, what's going on?
Well, we watched Wayne's World, so I'm gonna. No, I'm not even plugged in. I just figured it's a nice little visual gimmick.
Oh goodness! Hey, make sure you add that in there.
Pose for the thumbnail real quick. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Oh goodness!
I do want to play us off every now and then.
I'm down. There we go.
Something like that. I did write us a new theme song.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really did.
Sold, man.
So I don't know. We'll do something like that. But anyways, we're gonna end this one right now. We went a little long. I apologize for that, but
Don't apologize.
I'm sure none of you guys actually mind.
That's right.
I don't know. Things are going good right now.
They are. They very much are.
Everything's on an upbeat right now, and so with that, we are going to sign off. And as always, guys, follow us on Instagram. See on our personal accounts. Mine is at @the.adam.black.
Mine is Noah One Wingy.
At Noah Want Wingy.
That's right.
I love that name every single time.
I've been rather quiet on my Instagram and stuff as of late, but
I put Striper videos up. Yeah. I might put another one of them up doing like a Panama cover or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
that'd be awesome.
You guys definitely want to follow. Well, I'm gonna make Noah post some content soon. And
yes, yeah, I've been following out a little bit lately. That's just how it is.
Real quick, last story.
Yeah,
is one of the things I've been doing this in my head more recently because I've been playing guitar more. Is Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins? He he did this interview and he talked about how he loves playing the guitar like all the time, like it's just what he eats, sleeps, lives guitar, and that's kind of how I feel. And he talked about with this interviewer, he was holding the guitar and the interviewer was distracted that he was holding the guitar. And he was like, well, you're in my house interviewing me. And he was like, and I don't see this as any different than just being like part of the conversation.
Right.
Like, he's like, you're in my house, the guitar is part of this. He's like, if I want to just sit here and... It's just what he does.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. Just something to kind of, latch on to, is that music's part of the conversation. We talk about music all the time.
Yeah.
Just something that makes me happy, brings me a lot of joy. So just something to keep in mind, people. So follow us on Instagram, stuff like that. We share some music, share some things.
Yeah.
And all that being said, I'm your host, Adam Black.
Co-host Noah Allen.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye-bye.